The significance of this is incredible. I mean, this is a game changer for Hawaii. To have the world convene here, 160 countries, up to 10,000 delegates for 2 weeks, is unprecedented in terms of global meetings, in terms of the exposure that we'll get here in Hawaii. And it's really, really important because Hawaii is a global leader. And yet we're not acknowledged in terms of the conservation work. We're recognized globally for the incredible endemism and unique species that we have here, things that are found here and nowhere else on Earth. We're also known globally as perhaps one of the extinction capitals of the world, or as a global hotspot. But the work that we're doing to mitigate that, and the work that we're doing to conserve not only our natural resources, but the cultural resources, and a combination of cultural practitioners and Western science coming together to create cutting-edge conservation programs is really something that the world needs to hear about, and this will give us that opportunity. I think the key message is there's hope. You know, even in a place that is like Hawaii, where we have such extreme challenges and islands, that's the other thing that I think is really important is having this global Congress here on a Pacific island is really important, because islands are the canary in the coal mine with global climate change and sea level rise. We are a microcosm of all the issues that the world is facing, and we feel them a lot quicker. Things are accelerated and compressed on islands. And so even in Hawaii, where we have these extreme challenges, we're seeing tremendous progress, and we're seeing real hope. And I think the world needs that, because there's so much at stake right now in terms of conserving our global biodiversity and cultures and languages. We need hope, and we need to see that there is a way forward. The hosting agreement we have with IUCN, it's a three-party agreement. So it is the United States, the U.S. Department of State is one of the parties, but really the focus is on the state of Hawaii. And I think you're right, it is significant. It's significant not only for the reasons that we've just talked about, but because Hawaii is geographically and culturally part of Polynesia, but politically we're part of the United States. For it to come to Hawaii is really a vote of confidence and a vote of recognition for Pacific Islands and Pacific Island nations. And endemism and biodiversity is found on islands in the Pacific at higher rates than any other part of the world. The really good news is that's what we do. The visitor industry is the primary driver of our economy. Hospitality is our business. So in terms of preparing to welcome the world here on our doorstep, clearly this is on a scale that we've never done before, so there's going to be a lot that has to go into that. But I think that's a pretty straightforward part of it, actually. What I'm really excited about is what this will mean for the conservation work we do in Hawaii. People like agencies like the National Park Service that will be celebrating their 100th anniversary and their national parks here. What will our conservation community do? What will our state do to put ourselves on the very best foot forward when the world is here? And I think it's going to leverage conservation over the next 18 months in a way that we haven't seen before.
What takeaway would you hope the people of Hawaii, the individual citizens of Hawaii, will take away from this opportunity once it's out?
Great question, Dan. You know, the preaching to the choir, I think you're right. You know, for those of us deeply embedded and involved in the conservation community, it's our life, and we end up, you know, we have a peer group that we talk to on a really regular basis. But if you go out to the general public of the million-plus residents of the state of Hawaii, conservation may not really be a household word. In many cases, people are too busy worrying about how to feed their families and their jobs and all the things that take up their focus in their daily life. I think one of the great things that's going to come out of this, just as APEC became a household word, even if it was just because of the traffic disruptions, IUCN and conservation and the World Congress will become a household word. It will raise the awareness of the importance of conservation in our state to the general public, and that is really exciting.